Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Mike here with Mike's Drones More, guys, and today I'm going to start the new drone build. So this is going to be the new HobbyMate Comet VX220. So this was my first build, and I have a second kit here to build. So it's going to be a two-part video. So this first part I'm going to walk you guys through just building the frame itself, nothing else. Because some of you may order the frame and not the whole kit and put your own electronics inside, which is fine either way. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the camera. I'm going to move this guy out of my way, and then I'm going to get all the parts we need, and then I'm going to show you guys how to build your new Comet frame. Alright everybody, so when you get your kit in the mail, you're going to want to basically take everything out of the package. So you're going to have 4 arms over here. You're going to have 2, these are the side plates for your camera. You're going to get 1 Allen wrench. It's a 2mm. So if you want to use your own wrench, and then you're probably going to need a small set of some pliers here, basically. So, and then right here, you're going to have your bottom plate. You're going to have your mid plate, your top plate. Over here, you're going to have 4 of these smaller size. These are all M3s, so you can have, these are kind of the smallest ones. Those ones are for your top plate. These ones, I'll show you where they go. These ones are for basically your stack. So since I'm using the kit that was sent to me, I'm going to be using the long screws, but you can use medium ones or you can use these shorter ones. So that's why they include these. So depending on what or how you want to build your kit, and then you're going to have 4 standoffs, and then you're going to have these press-ins. Okay. So now that we've gotten all of our parts all together, you're going to notice the bottom plate here. So now you'll notice the bottom plate because you notice there's the insets are cut, and that's for your stack screws and your other screws, and I'll show you exactly which ones you need. So we're not going to use this one just yet. We're going to go ahead and grab our mid plate here. So on your mid plate, it doesn't matter which way it goes, this way. Just know that these 2 notches here, these are where this little guy fits on either side, and they fit like that. Alright, so first what we're going to do is we're going to take 4 of these. You're going to notice there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You should have 8 of these holes, and then you should have 8 of these little silver guys over here. So what we're going to do is basically I'm just going to take one of these. Like I said, it doesn't matter either side how you want to press them in. I'm using needle nose pliers, so I'm just going like this basically. Hold on one second. It's hard to do this in front of the camera while I'm talking to you guys at the same time. So let me get this lined up. There we go. Okay, so get it lined up as best you can, and then all I do is just use some needle nose and pop it into place. Just like that. Just give it a little bit of pressure. Okay, so just like that. So let me go ahead and pop these other ones in really quick, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so you can see I've gotten all 8 of those. They are popped in there. They don't have to be perfect. So there you go. And then when we attach everything, I'll show you that, guys, that in just a minute here. These are actually going to face upwards. So next thing you want to do is we're going to grab our arms. And then what we're going to do is basically how these arms fit in here is they interlock with each other, actually. So the way they go is they actually go like this. So you can kind of see that they line up with those 2 holes down here. So you got 1 there and 1 there. Just like that. But you're not going to put them on the mid plate. We're going to put them on the bottom plate. So, but they will actually line up with those in just a minute. So I'll show you how that all works exactly. Alright. So you can see again, there you go. See how they line up just like that. Boom. Perfect. Alright, so what I suggest is first go ahead and let's do the outside bolt. It's a little bit difficult, but once we get this, it should go pretty darn smooth. So what we're going to do is we are going to grab one of these medium-sized bigger bolts, not the really tall ones, but the medium-sized one. And what we're going to do is we're going to flip this guy upside down because we want our bolts to be nice and flush. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this guy up here towards the top. And then we're going to slide our arm right on here, just like that. There we go. And then what we're going to do next is we're going to get another one of these. And we're going to do the same thing right here. And we're going to get another arm. It's good to start this with just one arm at a time. And then you can kind of see how they interlock like that. Okay. Kind of starting to see the picture of how everything kind of comes together. Now this is kind of the tricky part, because you gotta kind of hold pressure on this at the same time. So we're going to grab one more over here. And then this guy is going to go up here. Then we're going to grab another arm. This was the part that I had the most trouble with the very first time of putting this together. Once I got it all figured out, it wasn't too bad, but that first time, that's why I'm doing this video, because it was a little bit difficult, but it wasn't too horribly bad. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one more arm here, and like I said, this is really the tricky part, is getting these all to line up and those screws not to fall out. Okay, so there we go, and I'm going to set this straight down here on the ground, just like so. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to put my other arm right here, like that. So they all should interlock with each other, just like that. All right, and now here's where the next part of the build comes in. So how this is going to sit is this going to sit straight on the top here. Now it doesn't matter which side this goes on, because it's going to basically, the screws are going to go in it. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this up on top here, and then you're going to use the silver to go ahead and screw on your first ones. So I'll finish that up real quick, and I'll show you guys in just 1 second. Alright, so you see how that fits nice and flush right on top of there. Okay, so next what we're going to do is we're going to grab our next size little bolt. So it's going to be these bigger ones here, and these are going to go in next size hole. So, or actually I apologize, these longer ones go in right here actually. So I'm going to remove those bolts one at a time. Okay guys, so here we are, we got the first 4 in. Now I did forget to tell you guys that there's 2 different sizes of those middle ones. There's these little bit longer ones, and they are flat like that, and then there's the rounded ones. The rounded ones are the ones that screw in to the metal inserts that you put. So just keep that in mind, and I apologize that I did not tell you that. Okay, so next step what we're going to do is we're going to take our next medium-sized ones, and these ones are going to be the ones that go on the insides right here. Okay, so basically all we're going to do is just kind of feed them through. I'm going to take my 2mm, and these ones are a little bit longer, and the reason these ones are longer is because of the fact that this is where your standoffs are going to screw in from the top. So we're basically looking at the bottom right now, and these are going to be the ones for the standoffs up on the top. So there we go. So sorry I'm bouncing around a lot, trying to screw these down at the same time talking to you guys. So see, that's what they're kind of look like from the top. So let's put 2 more in. There we go. Sometimes you go in real easy, and then the other ones, sometimes you gotta Give them a little oomph. There we go. Okay. So there we go. So now that we've got those up on the top, what I suggest next is go ahead and grab your standoffs, and let's open our package. Now if you want to use thread locker on your screws, you're more than welcome to. I like to use it, but then I don't like to use it at the same time. The reason is just because if I ever need to replace an arm, it just makes it a lot easier while I'm at the race to replace the arm or get to a bolt, and I don't have to worry about that thread locker. But I may go back and I may put some thread locker on here. I didn't put it on my first build, and everything turned out just fine, no problems at all. So we'll see. So you get your 4 standoffs, like I said. Put those down. There we go. And I got one more for the front here. So you can kind of see we're kind of getting a frame going here. Alright, so there's kind of what your basic frame is going to look like. And then so what you do is just go back underneath, make sure these guys are all really nice and super tight. They do include a little Allen wrench with the kit, but if you have your own Allen wrench, I highly suggest using it. It's just a lot easier. And just give these guys a good tight turn. There we go. Alright. Okay, so next what I would suggest is, depending on what you're going to use, if you bought the kit, then you're going to go with the longer screws. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take this back around here again, and we're just going to go ahead and feed these through and screw them in. And like I said, I'm using the actual kit, and I will show you guys here in a second what I'm talking about. These are really long screws, and they're metal, so they take a little bit longer to thread through. So let me finish this and I'll show you guys in just one second. Okay, so once you've gotten those tightened and through the metal there, that's what it looks like. From the top, from the side. Let me flip it around so you guys can see from the bottom. So again, on this outside part here, we used the dome-shaped screw, and then we used one of the medium-sized ones, the smaller medium-sized, that goes into the standoff. And then the longer screw here, that's actually for where your stack is going to be. Now, this comes in a 30 by 30, but they do make printable 3D adapters that you can print off, like Thingiverse, or Thingiverse, however you say it. And so you can actually go in there and print off whatever you want. Alright, so the next part is pretty simple. This is your standoffs. So they just go in just like this. There we go, there's one, and then here's the other one. Now obviously I don't have all my electronics in, and I don't have the camera mounted, but I'm just going to go ahead and show you, and then this just slips right on top. So those two, they line up with your top here, or your camera mounts, I should say. This is always hard to do with new carbon. There we go. Okay, and then here's where you're going to use those really tiny little M3s, and those are for your top plate up on the very top. So we'll go ahead and let me screw these down really quick, and I'll come right back. Alright guys, and that's what it looks like when it is fully assembled. So you can see those 4, they just go right into the standoffs, and of course your 2 camera mounts, they go right into the front. Now the way you mount your camera, there's a couple of different ways that you can mount the camera. If you want your camera lower, you can mount it on here if you want to, but there is a pre-drilled hole. Let me grab my right here. You can kind of see it. There it is. And that's where you should put the camera. And then that basically, what it does is it puts the camera right about here. So if you look at this fully assembled one, that's what it should look like. Alright. So yeah, so that is the frame assembly of the new Comet. This is the HobbyMate Comet VX220 Stretch X, which is a really nice frame. I really like it a lot. So the next video you guys will see, hopefully later this week, will be the actual build and we'll go through and I'll show you all the electronics. We'll solder everything up and we'll test it all out, and we'll put everything together. So thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for watching the video. I very much appreciate it. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button for me, guys. And if you enjoy my channel, if you like my tips and tricks, my DIYs, FPV, racing, footage, everything, hit that subscribe button for me down below there. And there's a little bell next to it. If you hit the bell, that just lets you know when I've got new videos. Typically, I always have one every Wednesday for you guys, but sometimes I try and put one out, you know, during the week extra for you guys. So thank you so much again for all the subscribers, all the viewers. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. And don't forget, in the first weekend of October, I will be at Rotor Riot Rampage for the HobbyMate charging booth. So come by and see me. We're going to be doing giveaways, stickers, all kinds of stuff. So definitely check that out, guys. And again, so thank you again for hanging out. Appreciate it. In the meantime, while you're waiting for my next video, let's keep our drones up in the air, flying high. I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for hanging out and have an awesome day.